What just happened? Does anybody know what is going on here? We just completely lost our live stream. I do believe my power might have just gone out for a second there. What was that? Alright, are you guys back yet? Jesus, what was that? Literally, my whole room just went dark, and then the lights came right back on again. Lost my internet, whatever. Everything's shut down. Whatever. Where was I? Let's go back into this article. Where was I? Ahsoka Tano. Yes, she gets saved from the world between worlds. That was so weird. That was very strange. So, if you guys are just coming into this live stream, and you weren't in the last one, we're predicting the Andor episode 5, okay? We're breaking down what happened in Luthen's gallery. Jesus, what the heck was that? Alright, so we were at the World Between Worlds Easter egg. So this stonework here looks a lot like the World Between Worlds. We talked about it. We looked up the Ahsoka show, and it looked like her symbol looks like the World Between Worlds. So the Ahsoka show could touch upon the world between the worlds. So, it's an important thing to know if you want to watch Rebels, because Ahsoka is going to be a lot of Rebels characters in live action, and just a lot of the Rebel storyline continuing with Thrawn, with Ezra. And I actually kind of have a crazy prediction later that involves Thrawn. Let's keep going. Oh, what didn't do with the rest of them? Alright, well, there was a Gungan shield in the background, and I don't think it's in any of these pictures, but that was very cool. There was, this in the background here is a Twi'lek, ancestral thing. I forget what it's called, but there was some other cool Easter eggs. This just only touches upon the Ahsoka and Mandalorian Easter eggs because that's what the title of the article is. But yeah, the Luthen's gallery was quite cool, to say the least. It was very cool. So yeah, we're hoping for a lot more Easter eggs like that. For the first 3 episodes, you were like, this has nothing to do with Star Wars. This literally just takes place in Star Wars and has a little bit of Star Wars going on in here and there. And the fourth episode was like, boom, 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 Easter egg, Easter egg, Easter egg, Easter egg, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Don't even, whoa, hang on, let's take a step back. Luthen gave Andor a kyber crystal. And what he mentioned when he gave him that kyber crystal was the Rakata. Okay. The Rakatan invasion, he said. Rakatan invasion. Rakata, Star Wars. For those of you who don't know who the Rakata are, they are these weird looking dudes. Hang on, let me show you guys. Boom, boom. These guys. Oh, that's a terrible picture. These guys. Well, okay. Nope. Okay. These guys. Alright, whatever. You get the gist. They look like this. So, they were very powerful, extremely powerful alien species, and they pretty much invaded the entire galaxy. And we don't get much of any of that in live action, or in canon, sorry. It's all just legend stuff. But here we are in Andor, and Luthen is giving Cassian a kyber crystal and saying that it celebrated the invaders, the Rakata invaders, the people who stopped the Rakata invaders. So, yeah, are you kidding me right now? Andor is everything hardcore Star Wars fans like myself absolutely love. All these tiny Easter eggs are so cool, so cool. But let's see where it's at with the normies. Let's look at the ratings for this Andor show. Andor show ratings so far. Let's see. So we're 4 episodes in. Oh, it's got a 4.0 on Google, I think. And then Rotten Tomatoes has 90. So 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty high. 8.1 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes, everybody says is terrible, and I agree. But IMDb is usually where it's at. So an 8.1 is still pretty solid. And then comments, what is this? I don't know, but they give it a 4 out of 5. So the IMDb is usually the one you want to look at, and 8.1 is not bad at all. It's actually very, very good. So it seems like even with the casual fans, they seem to enjoy the show. They seem to like the Andor show, which is good, which is what you need. Now let's predict what's going to happen in the 5th episode, because I think it's going to get even more wild from here. I think it could go insane in the show. So I think obviously this next episode is going to involve the raid on this Imperial base that Andor and these other rebels are working at, and I think that's going to happen in this next episode. They talked about this cool thing that only happens once every 3 years on this planet that is supposed to look like the bunch of comets going by, but it's really just a bunch of crystals hitting the atmosphere and making a cool thing, and there's an eye that they're going to escape through. So we're going to probably see that. But what we're also going to see is Coruscant. We're going to see Mon Mothma's party with Sly Moore. Let me pull up Sly Moore right here. Sly Moore. Sly Moore is this weird looking dude. Let me share my screen with you. Whoops. Sly Moore is this weird looking dude, alright? This guy right here. Handsome fella. Or female. I don't know. Sly Moore. Where have you seen her / him / Sly Moore before? Next to Palpatine. In the prequels. So even seeing this guy in live action right here tomorrow, maybe even, at Mon Mothma's party would be so cool. Because obviously we know that Palpatine is the Senate. I am the Senate. But you then, like, what if this walks in the screen? Like, people are going to lose their minds. People are going to lose their minds. Even the mention of Sly Moore in the last episode was enough to make some people lose their minds. And of course, she says Sly Moore is there before Palpatine gets the attempt on his life that left him scarred, and after. So Sly Moore is always at Palpatine's left side. So yes, I'm hoping we get to see that party with Mon Mothma on Coruscant. I'm hoping we also get to see more of the look at the Empire with Lieutenant Marrow. So Lieutenant Marrow, I think, is going to be a very main part of this show. She wants to get that box back from the episode 1. She wants to get it back. She wants to go to Ferrix. She wants to get that box back. She obviously doesn't rule that area of the galaxy, but she wants to get there. And in the trailers, we see clone troopers, like we broke down last week. Clones in Andor. So there's these scenes. Let me share my screen again. These scenes in the trailer. Now the background of these scenes, I mean, that is Ferrix. In the first 3 episodes from where Andor started and where Bix is from and those other characters, this looks like Ferrix in the background. And there's clones there now. So we've already left Ferrix, and it didn't seem like we were going back to Ferrix. But now, not having seen clones on Ferrix, and this even looks like Ferrix too, maybe Cassian goes back to Ferrix. And of course, this lady is coming to Ferrix with her clone army, or stormtrooper army. That means this is not the last we've seen of Ferrix. So I think the next episode is going to have this lady, Marrow, go to Ferrix with a clone battalion. Have Andor raiding that Imperial base on Aldhani. Have Mon Mothma have her party with Sly Moore and others. And it's going to have Luthen. So what do I think Luthen's up to this episode? Let me tell you. Luthen and So I think Luthen is going to see our good old pal Saw Gerrera. So Saw Gerrera is literally in the Clone Wars. He's in Star Wars Rebels. I think this is still the Clone Wars. Yeah, the Clone Wars. Oh no, this is Rebels. He's in the Clone Wars. He's in Rebels. He's in Rogue One. He's in Jedi Fallen Order. He's just the rebel that's always around. Saw Gerrera, and I think he's coming in this next episode of the Andor show. I think Luthen's going to leave. Luthen's going to leave Coruscant, and where's he going to go? What's Luthen up to? He's going to get this good-looking, handsome fellow over here, and this is actually what he looks like in the trailer. And he's going to have him either join the rebellion or join his rebellion, because we know Saw's already up to some Rebels fun stuff. But what has he been up to? That's probably what we're going to learn. We're going to learn a lot more about the Saw Gerrera character. We know that he fought for his home alongside Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, so this is from the Clone Wars. So that's from the Clone Wars, and this is from Rebels? No, that's not right. whatever. I can guarantee you he's in both. But yeah, he fought for his home with Ahsoka Tano and other Jedi. But now he's fighting fighting the Empire. And of course you see him in Rogue One, and he's not looking too good. And we see him actually die in Rogue One, spoiler alert, but he's got this guy with him too, and we see him in the Andor trailers as well. So yeah, that's what I think's going on in episode 5 of the Andor show. I think we're going to see Luthen leave Coruscant and go see Saw Gerrera. I think we're going to see Andor and the Rebels raid this Aldhani Imperial base. I think we're going to see Mon Mothma's party with senators like Sly Moore. And I think we're going to see a first look at the Empire and them going to Ferrix with a clone battalion. So we're going to see clones in this next episode, which is getting me extremely hyped. Where I think the show is going after this episode, I think, like I said at the beginning, Lieutenant Moore could give us a look at a lot of bad people, as in Palpatine, as in Tarkin, as in Vader. But I doubt those are highly likely. The one that I do think could be highly likely is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now at this time I don't think he's a Grand Admiral, but Thrawn is around. He's around. He's in Star Wars Rebels, and he's in the Empire right now, rising throughout the ranks as we speak. So I really do think, because we're going to get him in live action in the Ahsoka show. That's like all but confirmed. He's going to be in the Ahsoka show. But could we see him early and younger in the Andor show? It's a lot to think about. I know. Thrawn in live action would be so cool. So cool. So cool. It also begs the question, will we see any surviving Jedi in this show? I know they talked about it not having a lot of lightsabers, not having the Force involved. But could we see a surviving Jedi from Order 66? A Kanan Jarrus maybe? A Cal Kestis maybe? Only time will tell. But those are my predictions for episode 5. I have to get on out of here early today. I got places to be, people to see. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, of course. Tell me your predictions. I'll be active in the comments after the video is over. But yeah, tell me what you think's going on in the Andor show episode 5. I'll tell you all the breakdowns and all the fun stuff that's coming tomorrow will be here, hopefully before 1 to 3 p.m. So watch out for that breakdown. And we'll be making a bunch of I'm loving making shorts right now, because it's just like a brief minute thing and I can get right to the point. And like, I want to start talking some good Star Wars stuff. Did you hear the thing about Christian Bale? I'll leave you on that. Christian Bale wants to come to Star Wars. I'm working on a video right now about that. So yeah, get hyped. Get hyped for the Andor show, because it's just getting started. We're on episode 5 of 12 episodes. Alright, I gotta get on out of here. So may the Force be with you always. Hope you have a great rest of your